It's 2 p.m. Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Welcome in, Edwards and Anson today. We'll be joining us. Anson Wells, how you doing over there?
I'm doing fantastic. Sun is out.
Oh, good. Sun is out. We also are joined by the main man in the robot chair, Tom Mazaway. Tom, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm good, Bray, Anson, Ricky, and Pete. Yo. Nice summer day out there, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful summer day, and go Tigers.
We will get into the Tigers who, as Chef Geek says, Tigers won again. We'll get into that. And in the ninth inning, mind you, it is beautiful. The weather has been beautiful. Last night the weather was beautiful. And Maz, when the weather is beautiful, you just feel good. This is why I got to get you into the sport of golf. I'm telling you, if I get you on the course, Maz, you will just enjoy life this much more. Last night, a newfound friend of mine from last year, T-Lo, shout out to T-Lo, invited me out to Walnut Creek, played last night with he and his daughter, and just the sunset on a golf course. Pete, you know all about
late night,
golf. There's nothing about it.
Hey, look,
As the PGA goes on.
We can go frisbee golfing and do the same thing for no money.
I was thinking about
no
that
money.
Hey,
Frisbee,
I'll
I'll be down just to be outside.
I'm good. I was at Comerica.
Okay.
I can't be at a better place.
Well, you know what? Look, let's not waste any time. Let's start with the Tigers. Let's talk a little basketball because we know what you guys want to get into. We'll do that in the second segment with the NFL schedule release. But right now, the credit, the energy, and the moment is owned by the Detroit Tigers. 6-5, they win. Justin Henry Malloy, walk-off RBI.
Pinch hit, baby.
Pinch hit, by the way. Maz, I'll let you go. I'll let you take it from here. The Detroit Tigers, you know I talk about them. You know we love them. They just seem to be good at everything right now.
Yep, up and down yesterday. They were down, then they were tied. Then they were down, then they were tied. Then they were up, then they were tied. And then they won it in the ninth. 2 pinch hitters in a row. One got the walk, and one got the RBI, and it was terrific. Stolen base, pass ball.
Man.
Boston tried their best to slow the Tigers down in the ninth, called many timeouts. They wanted to review this, wanted to review that, but it all worked out for the Tigers, and they deserved to win. Skubal wasn't at his best, still strikes out 11 Boston Red Sox. That's 12 from the game before, 11 yesterday. Riley Green was 3 for 3 going into his last at-bat.
He was.
He had a double, a single, and a home run, his 50th home run. I'm like, come on.
Triple.
Get the triple.
Get the
Get
triple.
the cycle. He struck out. Great night for him. Great night for the Tigers. They get a well-deserved day off today, and they head to Toronto to play the Jays next.
Hell of a night by the Tigers, man. You just love to see what they're doing right now. The best team in baseball, not just the AL. Look at the record. You look at what they're doing. And I heard something interesting when talking about, I can't remember who it was, so don't quote me on it, but what the Tigers were before the season. One specific individual, MLB writer, he picked them. He said, look, no, they're a legit team. He said, I'm picking them to be the number one most watched team, or the biggest upset, or biggest surprise. It'll be the Tigers. And this is at the beginning of the season. Now, since then, he's done another report, and he said the follow-up report is the Tigers are really that good. And he broke it down. It's not just the wins. It's not just A.J. Hinch. It's just not the bullpen that is tremendous, number one in MLB. It's everything. Every stat you can name, for the most part, the Tigers are either leading the MLB or they're floating between 2 and 3. When you're leading in every statistic, it's no longer, man, this is fun. This is fun to see, and what's going to happen? And is it going to be sustainable? Is it going to maintain? They're doing it on all aspects, Anson. This is the real deal.
Yeah, they've changed hope into faith. I mean, it doesn't matter what the score is. You better have that ninth inning on right now. This team is on pace to win more games than the 84 team. And it's absolutely unbelievable what they're doing right now.
Second best start. I think they tied the 06 Tigers. They've won 3 in a row, 8 of their last 10. And they've lost 1 home series, and it happened to be last weekend, which stunk. They just ran out of hits against the Texas Rangers. Rangers pitched well, and they hit really well. That's it. Other than that, they have beaten every team in their way. Dodgers, you know they should have took 2 out of 3 in the opener. They could play with anybody, especially with this pitching staff.
Yeah, I think so too. To be honest, Pete, as I bring you in on this one, I just think that you mentioned the Dodgers. I think the Tigers, when they lost that series, They were just tired from the start of the season, starting on the road, the West Coast to travel, and they settled into their groove. You talking about getting somebody back. Alex Bregman.
He's
Swept the Boston Red Sox.
Dude, he
He's locked
deserved.
in.
Would you bring him back?
What?
Would you try to get him again?
Of course I would try.
That's
but
another question.
I
But go
know.
ahead, Pete.
He ain't coming.
I tell you what, he ain't coming over here because after what happened, he got a Detroit reception. When you turn your back on us, we turn your back on you. Or we turn our backs on you. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I told you guys yesterday during my Caesars live read, and I'm going to remind you guys again, even though it was only tied yesterday, the Tigers are down a lot this season mid-game. And what do? They come back. And that's the proven, this is how winners are born. When you're down, you're not out. And this is what the Tigers are doing all season long. Just when you think, oh, no, another seventh inning collapse, another sixth inning collapse. No, it's not going to happen this year. AJ Hinch has these guys playing. I love, and I brought it up again yesterday. I'm going to say it again. He's a chess master, and I love how he does and operates this team, and he operates his players. This is AJ Hinch as your leader, and I'm loving these Tigers, Bray.
Yeah, man, as you were down there last night, talk about the energy of the crowd. Now, we've been talking so much about the city of Detroit because they deserve to have this success from their franchises. But talk about how it was last night, because I could see it through the TV. It looked like it was electric, man.
It was great. It wasn't a packed house, and I don't know why. It was a perfect night out. You guys got to get down to the
Wednesday,
ballpark.
Maybe a hump day, maybe.
Maybe.
That's right.
Yeah,
You know what?
At least the seats behind home plate were more full.
Right.
Yeah, and I got a chance to sit in those seats.
Okay.
Because the row behind me, I happen to have great seats last night. My buddy Ethan Perlman invited me. He's got great seats behind
Shout out to
home.
Ethan.
Good
But
bowling
right
game.
behind him it's where the good seats start, the really plush leather seats. So the people behind us left at like the 8th inning. I don't know why. So I asked the usher, hey, do you mind if we sit here? He's like, no, go ahead. You guys have been here all night. Man, are those comfortable.
Boy.
Man, are those comfortable. I'm telling you guys, the Tiger Den has all these leather seats as well. I know a lot of people, like my mother-in-law, like the old patio seats. They like the big chairs with the tables. It's changed now.
Yeah.
But Comerica Park is outstanding. They put on a great game day presentation, just like the Pistons do. It's electric. You guys, hey, look, stay away. There's more empty seats for me to stretch out in. But I'm telling you, you're missing out. Get down to that ballpark. They'll be back next week.
Listen, you're definitely missing out because Maz goes to a lot of games. This is the first time I've heard him say, you are missing out. Let me ask you a question. Yesterday we talked about players that aren't here. Talked about Kerry Carpenter and what he was last year and what he may not be because Javier Bay's playing. And then also you look at Matt Vierling isn't playing. The Tigers aren't even fully constructed to what they will be moving forward in the future. What are you looking forward to seeing the Tigers in terms of who's not there and what they can be?
Trade deadline. These guys are buyers. Honestly, Vierling and Meadows kind of are creating an issue for these Tigers right now because Javi is so comfortable
That's
in
Mr.
center
MVP
field.
to you, okay? That's Mr. Future
That's
MVP.
correct.
Hey, I wasn't out here dogging Javi. I was the guy that said he'd be back on this team, and there was no way they were buying him out.
Fair.
But no, you look at this team, and you could say defensively, maybe there's some ways that they can upgrade. Pitching's just so good, and the bats seem to be so good. You see Torque kind of going down, but Riley going back up. So for me at this point, I don't want them to be pushing for a deal right now. Let's sit back and see who this team is in a month, see what Vierling and Meadows' return means to this team. And then at that point, you assess the ways you can get better. But I would be shocked to see this team at least not make a few tinker trades where they kind of just find those couple of spots to fill in a couple of their holes. I don't necessarily know that they're going to make the big splash deal, but I don't think that that's out of the question either. So we know who this team is, even with the IR guys. We don't know who this team is going to be in August, because there's some guys coming from other cities.
Got a question on something you mentioned. You mentioned pitching. I want to ask Mass a question, but first I want to say, how you guys doing in the chat, man? I didn't really welcome you into the show, man. What's going on? Hope you guys are having a great day. I got to do that more often when I lead the show, so I want you to feel engaged with me. So, I want to say
Hey,
happy
shout
day.
out to Jason Kenyon.
Shout out to Jason
We got
Kenyon.
you, man. We got you, cowboy.
That's a cowboy.
Whatever
Yeah,
Maz
no
is
doubt.
talking about, I do confer. We do have you. Maz, pitching. If you'd have told me before the season that the pitcher that wouldn't be pitching well would be Jack Flaherty, 1-7
I know.
he is on the season. Pretty much every time he goes out there, they're gonna lose. What do you
That's harsh.
He's 1-7
It's
right
true.
now.
Is that
It's
really
the
his record?
stats.
He's 1-7.
Honest to God?
Yeah, it's
He's 1-7.
the stats.
1-7 right now when he touches the mound.
Wow.
He's the
What
worst
do
pitcher in
you
the staff.
think, good catch, you can attribute that to?
Well,
Because
he's-
everybody else that stayed in Detroit last year, he was the only one left. Everybody else is pitching at a better clip this season.
Well, he said it himself. He's got to get back to his basics. He's got to get with Chris Fetter again. But I'll tell you, when he is on the mound, except for the last game, he gives you 5 solid innings, strikes out about 7 guys, about an average of 7 batters a game. But that last game on Saturday night against the Rangers, they had him from pitch 1. They hit a home run, got an out, hit another home run. He didn't have his stuff, didn't make it 3 innings. So I didn't realize that was their record when he's on the hill.
1-7.
That's how much I thought he was pitching really well, except for the wins. And I think do not give up hope on Jack Flaherty. You signed him, and it is a team-friendly deal. Remember that. It's a year deal that they can get out of after 1 season. I don't think they'll have to. I think he will return to his form from last season.
Maz, that's fair. You know, we got to be patient. You got to appreciate what the people have done here. He left. He has to get back into that rhythm with Chris Fetter. 1,000% I agree. Let me ask you the same question I asked Anson in a different way. Where can the Tigers get better? Because they're leading the league right now, leading in a lot of categories, but where's the blemishes that we're not paying attention to because they're so exciting, Pete?
Middle relief. Always middle relief. Middle relief is all you need to win the playoffs because when it comes down to the World Series and especially the ALCS, not necessarily the ALDS, you're still going to have starters going 6-7 innings. But the ALCS, when these arms start getting tired, it's kind of turns into like April. And you're going to have to start taking pitchers out of the game when they're giving up more hits than you want them to get after 4 1/3 innings. So it's going to be middle relief is my concentration at the trade deadline. I want strong arms coming out for the 5th, 6th, 7th innings because those holds are what are going to win you the championships. You can talk to me about closers and you can talk to me about the starter, but it's the 5th inning guys, the 6th inning guys, the 7th inning guys. I need the Tigers to load up on those solid pitchers, Mr.
Hey, look,
Braylon
man,
Edwards.
they tried to get Alex Bregman to play third base. It didn't happen.
Right.
So they've been patchworking it. Zach McKinstry starts. Jace Young starts. Javi Baez starts. They haven't found that third baseman yet. There's a guy out there, Nolan Arenado. He's not having a great year. I mean, as far as offense goes. His defense is beyond reproach. But the Cardinals, all of a sudden, aren't sellers. They are playing good baseball. This is supposed to be a rebuild season for them. So I don't know if you get a trade for him. Plus, here's the thing, Bray and Anson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to mess with this team.
That's what
The
I
way
was
they
thinking.
are now, sure, they've been getting away with a little bit. A couple of errors at third base that they got away with a couple of nights ago. They still won because their offense is showing up better than we all thought it would. So is that going to continue? Probably not. So I still think you got to shore up that infield. I know we laughed about it at the beginning of the season. I apologized about it. But now it still needs a little shoring up. And you need a third baseman that you could depend on.
Yeah, you brought up those runs. That is now, if you do the math, that's 64 runs in the last 8
Amazing.
That's crazy.
64 runs in 8 wins. Go ahead.
I threw some incentive out to the chat because, as you guys are seeing today,
Oh.
once again, we've got a prize package for you. Braylon Edwards rookie signed card, as well as a whole bunch of superstars and Detroit, Michigan players.
Just pimping me out.
First one, Michael Weary. I said whoever gets it in first, I'm going to give you 2 spots on that wheel. So give him an extra spot, Pete. But
You got
Michael
it.
Weary, Anson, what player do you think the Tigers are going to go after? I say a power hitting third baseman. And in fact, you saw it in the news a lot today. Nolan Arenado, who we talked about here on this show a week ago and the week before that. Now there's national pundits saying that this guy should be a Tiger. I got
Let
no
me
problems
just-
with that.
Let me stop you there. Just to give Maz some credit, Maz said that back in February.
Oh, yes.
He did.
Oh, yes.
Maz said that in February.
The problem is he's not a power hitter anymore.
Yeah.
No, he is
So
not.
he'll give you defense.
Sure.
That you could depend on. And I'll take it. I'll take that.
He's got about a 750 OPS right now, which I think would it be improved
Oh, yeah.
if he gets into this lineup.
You know
Perhaps.
what? I actually have something that I will add. I will add something to the situation today.
Ooh, to the prize
To
package.
the prize package. I got to
Whoa.
run to the car when we get
All
to
right.
it.
Hey.
It's 2:30. I'm going to run to the car and grab it. I received it at a golf outing, and I thought it was perfect for your situation. I'm
Fantastic.
telling you, it will be something you win because
Get
it's
those
a
super
specialty
checks
item.
in, baby.
It's a specialty item.
What if I
man.
want it?
We got our
Well, you get in the super chat, Mavs.
Get the super chat.
Couldn't you have showed the thing to me before you offered it up?
He said he has to go to the car.
Maz, if you want one, I can always get
All
you
right.
another one, 100%. But just to put a pin in the Tigers for a second. The Blue Jays, they start tomorrow, 7:00.
Yep.
Your guy Vlad Guerrero Jr., Mr. $350 million contract. How have the Blue Jays looked so far this season, Maz? And is it something that the Tigers need to worry about?
You know what? They can hit. They don't have a lot of pitching. They can hit. And they're always tough at home. And they're always tough on the Tigers. They really are. But the best thing about going to see a Jays game is you get the Canadian
Toronto.
national anthem and, of course, the Star Spangled Banner. So Tigers can play with anybody. We ain't scared. Bring us your best.
100%. I've always appreciated the Canadian national anthem.
I love it.
Maybe because I heard Tamia singing when I was younger, and
Maybe.
she had those legs, and I just,
That was that's Grant Hill's girl, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That's
That's
his wife.
Yep.
I went and saw them 2000. Well, I saw her. He was there, but like he's always just been this proud husband in the corner. I always like respect. Sometimes you gotta respect somebody's choice.
Who's the luckier husband, Grant Hill or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Grant Hill? It's not even
Grant
close.
Yeah?
Take it from the brothers.
Okay.
Grant Hill.
He can't listen to Future ever.
Like Grant Hill has a wife that's been fine
Yes.
for the last
Yeah.
30 years, and
All
she
right.
still looks the
And
same.
Tamia Hustle was legendary. It'll never die.
And you know what? She's no stress.
Okay.
She's easy
No
peasy.
stress.
Do you know who introduced them?
Easy peasy. Joe D.
Anita Baker.
Oh,
Oh,
How about that?
There you go.
Ah.
shout out to Anson.
Look at
Look at you
Anson
coming
with
through.
Ricky thought it was
Shout
you.
out AI.
You know what?
I was trying to figure out who Tamia Hill is. And so it's right here. I didn't know that one offhand.
Speaking of AI, the NFL schedule is officially out. Came out last night. Did you see some of the schedule coming out and how the teams announced the schedules?
Yeah.
Thought that they were cool.
There's always good ones and there's always so-so ones.
Did you see the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, I
Dude,
saw
that
it.
was
Hey,
crazy.
It started good.
It
I feel
did.
like halfway through, and then they just dropped the ball at the end. Like, they just completely dropped it.
You think they dropped the ball?
Yeah, he just hit when AI just held it up.
I
Just-
think
that was it.
I think because, and if you don't know what we're talking about, the AI for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, he's doing this. He's on the phone call.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, this is how we're gonna do it. Why don't you just drop it on AI?" Well, they end up having Allen Iverson do it,
Which was
and
clever.
I didn't see it coming, but it was cool.
Yeah,
It was cool, but he wouldn't say "Go Buffalo." He said
You know
"Go,
who got a
Cow-
little
That
heat?
was good.
Go Cowboys." You said what?
I said, I'm trying to think who made fun of
Everybody.
the Colts. The Colts made fun of when the Colts had the Dolphins up.
Oh,
They had Tyreek Hill getting arrested.
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they issued an apology.
Why?
He said, "Oh, I thought it was funny."
Yeah.
Tyreek said, "I thought it was funny."
Like,
But the Colts issued an apology today for throwing up Tyreek getting arrested.
but that's what you got these kids that work in
Right.
socials. They're
Yeah,
like
the social
21,
media.
Thank you.
22.
He's like, "Big
23.
deal. I got arrested more than that."
Mark Walston
It was
said,
cool though.
said the Lions went to Belle Isle Beach to simulate going out to L.A. to battle the Rams.
Belle Isle Beach.
That's tough because
We got that
Jalal
video.
don't have a beach.
We got that Lions
Let's see
video.
what that looks like. 'Cause
We got to talk over it,
intrigued.
though.
Let's do it.
I'm intrigued. Let me see.
we
what
go.
I
Let's
got.
talk over it, guys. Let me lower
Okay,
the
so we
audio.
got the Ford
Put us up on
Field.
the screen.
Got the top of
I will.
Ford Field.
There
The
you
whole
go.
9 yards, the sky view, a little drone action.
Oops. That's two Braylons. There we go.
Two brains. There we go. I think the Eagles was the best one. And we'll
Look
talk
at
about
that.
that in
Yeah.
a second.
The Bears.
Look how they going through the schedule with the helmets.
Cash out.
Yeah, that's dope.
Got the helmet. Okay, got the helmet set up.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
got the
see
helmets
team.
around town. That's cool.
this. Yeah, I didn't see this.
That's AI.
Oh, is it? Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It
Yeah,
probably
right.
is, Tom.
You
You
never
probably
know.
right.
That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work.
But I love that.
Not really. All you got to do
helmet.
is have, what is it, 17 people drive to different sites
Yeah, I
or
guess
split it
so.
in half.
They got
I
it.
guess so.
The helmets
They got
around
the budget.
town are great.
And then you just have a drone operator.
I dig
yeah,
it.
that's all
I
it
like
is.
that one. That one looks real good. Since
You got a drone
The Spirit of
operator
Detroit.
and like 2 times.
Who's on the Spirit of
Okay.
Detroit? What game is that?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
impressive.
look at the
City.
Chiefs. Oh,
Chiefs.
that's a great Chiefs thing. That's great.
this is good.
It's always so impressive when they can find like a nice
They put
sunny
the
day
Bucks
to do
in the
this.
road. They put the Bucks in the street.
Oncoming traffic, too.
Oh, now we inside.
That's our Monday
The bye
night game.
week.
That's
I
my
like the
birthday
bye
week.
It's not bad.
I like
it's
the
not
bye
bad.
week.
And we're still going.
This
The
is
bye
cool.
week
Here comes
selection
week
was
We're up to
9.
week 9
They
now.
put the Vikings in the garage.
I feel like they've shown Ford
Structure.
Field a lot.
Oh,
we
look,
get it. Y'all play at Fort. Oh, it's
look at
DSC.
respect for Washington.
Okay.
All the
Train station.
the train station for the Eagles.
I'm down with that.
Oh,
That's not bad, right
that's a
there.
Sunday nighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
America Park.
So,
with Fort
you
Field
see
up
what
there.
type of clock it was, of course.
All right, look,
Shinola.
Naz. Little Giants.
Oh, the G-men.
Green Bay in the street.
In the
again.
street, they put Green Bay in the. They
Renaissance
put
in
all the.
distance.
That was Turkey Day. That was Thanksgiving.
Dallas is in the garage too.
I get it that y'all play at Ford Field. Could we have more shots at other
Belle
places?
Isle Beach, baby.
That's the beach.
Beach.
There's the beach.
The beach.
That's Belle Isle Beach.
Tom, the
this
beach.
is see now. This is called good editing because now anybody that's
That's
not from
stellar.
Detroit
Oh, look at that.
will think that
Aaron
beach
Rodgers.
in Belle Isle is amazing until you
Yeah,
get
right.
there and realize you can step on glass.
Our
and all
state
that.
is surrounded by beaches, after all.
No, it
This
is.
is cool.
But Belle
You're a
Isle is
Skateboarder.
Best
Back
view
in the-
around that Belle Isle Beach, man.
true. It's like when you come on and go to the right.
Let's see where they put
First
the
right.
final Bears one in the fountain.
Just kick them in the fountain.
Kick him in the fountain. There you go,
Bears.
gentlemen.
Nice job, Lions.
Nice job to the
Lions.
Detroit Lions. That
Nice
was
job,
respectful.
Lions.
The Eagles, all theirs was the Super Bowl trophy spinning, and then it said, and then it was like the rest of the teams. What did it say? It said feature. It said because they were the stars.
Yeah,
featuring
featuring
the rest of the
Nice.
teams in the NFL.
I don't
for
blame
the
them.
schedule. No, that was dope. First thing that comes to mind when you saw the complete schedule, Tom Mazaway.
It didn't look as hard as it looked before we saw the dates.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but it just didn't. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay. So they got a couple of road games in a row. There's the bye week in week 8. Last year, I think they had a bye week in week 5.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
This time they get it in week 8, almost right in the middle, that's great. And that's what the team would want, I think, Bray. As a player, when do you want your bye week out of 17 weeks? Out of 18 weeks?
You want it in the middle.
8 or 9, right?
You want it in the middle or towards the end middle. Yeah, you
Okay.
want it 8 or 11.
You don't want 14 or 4.
Nah, 100%. That's too late in the weekend. You get that good middle. You know you're looking forward to it. You know what wall you can hit before. All right, cool. Now I have this bye week. Now this is a good reset. And I pretty much have another half like this, 9 games in this time. So this is a really good spot to put it for me.
Yeah.
I was excited.
I like
with
the
bye
opening
week.
2 weeks. You open at you
Lambeau.
open on the road at Lambeau. You get
So-
that weather out of the way,
Right.
and then you're home for the Bears.
Right.
That's going to be loud. That's our home opener.
What do you think
You got
that's?
Ben Johnson.
What do you think the spread is on that away game opening
At
week?
the Packers, I bet you the Lions are favored by 3,
They are not favored.
You know what? They're
What are they
favored by
getting,
a
1?
point and a half.
They're getting a half point.
half a
Yep.
point.
Yep. They're
Okay.
already favored.
You have all the spreads, or just opening week?
Just opening week.
Opening
Okay.
week is already out, Tom.
So then you got the first 2 weeks against the NFC North. Then you don't have another NFC North game for 7 weeks.
Yep.
And you get the Vikings
After the bye.
at home,
After the bye.
week 9 after the bye.
Yep.
Only thing that bothers me about this schedule, realistically, is the defensive line not necessarily being where it's going to be in week 14, 15, 16, 17 in the playoff. Aleem McNeil is not going to play in the first month of the season.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Aiden Hutchinson will still be figuring out the first month of the season. Talik Williams is a first-round draft pick. Means he's a rookie this season. Davenport, what's he going to be this year and who's going to be other side? You got to start off against Jordan Love, whether you like him or not. He can spin the football. Jordan Love. Week 3, there's Lamar Jackson. Week 5, there's Joe Burrow. And week 6, there's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's heavy.
That's the first thing that I noticed when looking at the schedule. I love the fact that they're playing Green Bay outside early, like you talked about yesterday, Maz. But that is a mean QB schedule with a shaky defensive line. And I only say shaky because we don't know if guys are going to be healthy or not.
And I think that's the toughest part of their schedule.
Hell yeah.
Is the first
Excuse me.
7 weeks.
I agree.
That is the toughest part of their schedule. After that, it gets spread out. Sure, you're going to play your NFC North people. You got the Giants. You got the Cowboys, the Steelers. But the last 2 games on the road before the playoffs against the Vikings on Christmas and then against the Bears on a TBA. You don't know if that's going to be flexed to a Thursday. You don't know if that's going to be flexed to a Saturday or a Sunday night. So if that Bear games means something, it's going to be a top 3 destination for one of these networks.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that important. You got the Catfish throwing that rock around
You
there.
do understand the NFL knows what they're doing, right? Last year, what did they have?
You
They
mean-
had the Vikings and the Lions for the divisions.
Okay. Well, my concern with the start is the new offensive coordinator, Morton. Now he comes in, and it's the same Sean Payton offense. So this team should get off without a hitch. But if they are a little bit slow to figure things out, that road game in Green Bay could be a little terrifying because they're going to put up points, and we're going to need to be able to pace with them. But I got to say, the roster we're entering week 1, it's the best roster, 53 men, that the Detroit Lions have ever had.
Yeah, I heard the same thing last year. And in the first couple weeks of the season, what did I hear? Well, it takes a little second to kind of get your footing and figure things out. Who's going to be our third down catcher? We struggled a little bit against the Rams. Didn't get any pressures in week 2. So it still happens. Like the Lions coming out of the year before that with the NFC Championship game. They had won 12 wins. They were a better team going into last year, and they still kind of struggled. Still took time to find their footing. So you add 2 new coordinators. Yeah. You add some new players, too. There will be a time to find their footing, and we'll give them that grace. It's just a heck of a time to do it. You look at Green Bay, that'd be a good game. That'd be a good game. I think it's a measuring game. I think they're better than I think the Lions are better than Green Bay. You get a win out of it. I think they beat the Bears. The Bears are still going to be trying to figure who is Ben Johnson. What does it look like? So right off the back, like you said, Maz, you get 2 wins to start off 2-0.
And the Bears open at home against the Vikings. Then they get the Lions. You're going to learn a lot about the Bears in the first 2 weeks. And that's trial by fire for Ben Johnson. He's playing a 15-win team and a 14-win team to start. And you know what their over-under is for wins? I'm saying the Vikings. You know what the Vikings over-under? I was shocked at this.
10?
9.5?
8.5.
Yep.
8.5 for the Vikings. Because our guy...
J.J. McCarthy?
No.
Who's our guy that we always have on? Ben Lieber. Ben Lieber tweeted that out yesterday. He's their sideline reporter, former linebacker, great guy, phenomenal guest.
He is a great
He's like, man, 8.5? I would pound the over on that in a minute. And I said the same thing about the Lions at 10.5. So, of course, we like our home team. But, man, I thought both those numbers were low.
You brought up the NFL knows what they're doing, and you were talking about the Chicago Bears, who you don't believe in. Look at their schedule. They're setting it up for the Bears to have success early, figure it out. They start against Vikings, Lions. I think the Lions game obviously is going to be tough. I don't know about the Vikings game. Then they got Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders is a tough one. Then Saints. They're trying to weed them out. They're trying to help them out so they get to the end of the season where they play the Lions, 49ers, Packers, Eagles. They're trying to help them in the beginning.
Dude, that's a 4-2 start.
The Bears aren't making the playoffs.
They want that catfish to do well
Dude,
so badly. We are getting close to the break. I want to catch up with a couple of super chats that are Tigers focused, but there are guys. Steve Lehman, what's going to happen when Vierling and Meadows come back? Will the chemistry of this current roster be messed with? And then, of course, the legend himself, Dante 151.
Legend.
Tigers will sweep those Blue Jays. Tigers will have bird for dinner for 3 straight nights this weekend. The Bills one was a good one, and the Ravens one was weird, but who cares? The Lions are going 13-4, and I'm sure that when we come back from the break, we can probably get some more predictions.
We can.
I think we can.
Put your predictions out there, chat.
100%. Tell us what you think. What's going on? We'll get a quick commercial break in from Dr. Pierce. When we come back, we will do our predictions.
All right, Dr. Pierce. I was just there today, guys. Michigan Sports and Spine. Check him out. He is our guy, our sports injury insider. He joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Joins us here on The Big Show on Thursday, sometimes on Friday. He is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best as Dr. Jeff Pierce. You got to check him out and the fabulous staff that he has there. Faith, Kara, Emily, they are the therapists. They work on you. They worked on me for almost an hour today. My arm feeling a lot better. Both arms, actually. Hopefully I'll be back to 100% before you know it. Give them a call today, 248-426-9944. Hit them up online, MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Tell them Matt sent you.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
And I'm here for the Massage Chair House, guys, in Bloomfield Hills. Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House, the largest massage chair house in the Midwest. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaka, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, right up the street from us. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He is the wellness doc. You'll know him on YouTube. He has got the #1 massage chair review channel. And want to book a tryout. There's been a couple people that have gotten their hairs cut and come in here and wanting to sit in this Pharaoh. We let them, and guess what? They wound up buying one. Maybe not this particular one, but they bought one. Check it out at massagechairhouse.com. Scan that QR code and get comfortable. The Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Sorry, I got caught up, man. So many funerals going on.
Sorry, buddy.
Let me catch up with the super
missed
chat. You take a moment there. We got Michael DeVries in here making a bold prediction, and I love this one. I think that Brad Holmes believes in this one as well. Marcus Davenport will stay healthy all year and be the edge rusher we've been craving all offseason. He's got a gut feeling about it, and I agree, man. We've already heard some interviews with Brad Holmes where he was kind of being questioned. Why didn't you take an edge rusher earlier? A, they love Ahmed Hassanein, but B, they felt they had the personnel here already. And they thought that last year. Obviously, you know, when you're a fan and you look at a signing like Marcus Davenport, a guy that's been injured a lot the last few years, you question it. This is a team that's unfortunately signed a lot of guys like Mosley that have had injury history, and it hasn't worked out for them. If Davenport stays healthy, this defensive line will be in the top 3 to 5 in sacks at the end of the season, and that will be without Myles Garrett. That will be without your boy Trey Hendrickson, which still could happen.
I hope you're right, man. And I wouldn't mind signing Darius Smith on the cheap. Just another body, just another guy to put in there. We really didn't see his best because he was all alone last year. This time he's with a healthy defense. Who knows? It might bring back the old Zadarius Smith. So we move on now. We showed you the Lions schedule. Now we're going to go little by little. First, we're going to bring up the Thanksgiving Day schedule led by our Lions. The Lions, of course, will host the Green Bay Packers. That's going to be a dandy. It always is. You remember just a couple of years ago, actually last year, you remember what happened when the Green Bay Packers came here?
Yeah.
Do you remember they had the flag? The people had and the kid got in. Matt LaFleur lost it.
Right.
And I thought he lost the team that day. I really believe that he lost the team that day because they really were not the same after that game. He let that guy get in him. And that wasn't good.
I agreed. I didn't even see it when it happened on the field. I didn't see it till the next day when we came in
That
and
guy
you
lost
brought
his
it up
tickets.
and you talked about it.
He did.
But what I did pay attention to is Matt LaFleur is one of those cool type of individuals. The hair is perfect. The look is perfect. The vibes are right. The jokes are right. Never wavered. Always chill. Always. For him to get that flustered at the beginning of the game over that flag, Maz, I said,
Yeah.
oh, this is not the same Matt LaFleur. There's something going on in Green Bay. I agree with you 100%.
What did he say?
Guys like Matt LaFleur, they're not getting bothered over something like that.
He just started, he started ragging on him like a Lion fan would rag on a player, except the coach lost it, not the player this time.
You know when
He must have
typically,
said something different.
just in my estimation, like when people get pissed at jokes is when the joke has a level of truth in it.
Right, he must have said something about his wife or
He
his
like,
mom or something.
no, he probably said y'all suck.
Yeah, but
I'm being
but I
honest.
feel like
I
you're
agree.
used to that as in NFL, used to the heckling and crowds, but
But
go ahead.
I was gonna say, but it's all it takes is that one time. All it takes is that one perfect storm where now you're you're trying to figure it out. Your team isn't playing as good. Your quarterback is hurt. You're starting to question your own self, and it takes one jack off to be like, "Yo, you suck."
Yeah.
And in that moment, you're
it.
not sure if you do or not. And so now you're like,
he believed them.
And they sucked the rest of the year.
and they weren't good.
Remember in the playoffs how bad they looked. Game 2 on Thanksgiving. The Dallas Cowboys always host a game. Guess what? They're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good luck to them.
Now that's a hell of a game. That's going to be a CBS game. We got the Fox crew here in Detroit. We'll have Kevin Burkhardt and Brady and the rest of that crew. Well, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will be at the second game, the Chiefs and those Cowboys.
People are sleeping on the Chiefs, saying that they're on their way down. Like, you understand all the offensive weapons that are going to be healthy for them this season?
Right.
But who's blocking for Patrick Mahomes? That's the problem with the Chiefs. Who's the offensive lineman? Because they got rid of 2 of them, and they got a young offensive line. They got a young group, and they did not replenish like they were supposed to.
They usually know what they're doing, Bray.
And therein lies the question: are you kind of setting yourself up for the future, which means this is a whatever happens year, or is it something that we don't know? Because that offensive line, they don't have anybody to protect, and we saw last year in the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, when you don't have a line that protects. He did not like the same quarterback.
Hey, Burn is back in the super chat. He said, Fahad sacrificed tickets to bring down the pack. He sure did.
He did. He did
Shout out
sacrifice his tickets. And the nightcap, which will be on NBC,
Yes, sir.
was the game of the year last year twice.
Both times. Yep.
Yep.
Twice.
Both
Yes.
times.
Both games in the 40s.
Yes.
Both times the Bengals crapped on themselves. Thanks to Zach Taylor?
Zach Taylor.
He called it an awful game.
I don't like him.
It's
as
the
a coach.
Ravens hosting the Bengals at night. That's a
Bengals
good
win.
game, man.
Bengals are going to win that game.
That's a hell of a game. Side note, going back, man, as we were trying to make our predictions about what we think the games were going to be. I said it'd be the Lions and Dallas. That could never be the case because those
Correct.
are the 2 grandfather teams in for
Yep.
Thanksgiving. They wouldn't have them play each other because then you couldn't get 4. With that being said, this is going to be fun, man. Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson. And this is going to be 2 pissed off quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Joe Burrow, he's pissed off because of the defense last year, how they let him down, how his season could have been better, how he scored 40 points both times and still lost. And you got Lamar Jackson. One of the things that Lamar Jackson can hold his head on are the MVPs and the fact that he can win that division. He can beat Joe Burrow. That's all he's holding on to right now because he damn sure can't win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's what that game sets up for. I love it.
Hey, let's go to Christmas Day now.
Jingle
Guess
bells,
what?
jingle
Lions are
bells.
playing on Christmas, as you already know.
Lions
Double header
fans.
on Christmas. A triple header, I'm sorry. 2
Triple.
on Netflix, 1 on Prime.
Three-header.
There it is. What's the lead there?
It's we got
Dallas
we
at
got,
Washington?
We got the Commanders hosting the Cowboys.
There you go.
And then the Vikings hosting the Lions and the Chiefs hosting the Broncos. What a game that's going to be, Maz.
3 games on Christmas Day, guys.
That's a great game.
You know what? I said it yesterday. I'm not happy that my team is playing on Christmas.
Why?
It's kind of selfish.
Why?
Because it's Christmas, I want to be with my family and not have to worry about watching the
So
Lions.
you're anti-NFL games on Christmas?
No. I'm anti my team. on
I
Christmas.
gotcha.
I feel you.
The other games, fine. I could go in and out and watch them.
You know, the same reason why the Knicks are still in the playoffs, so the reason why you get those games. You're the largest media market in the country.
No, I know that.
They're going to get those games.
Maz, I'm gonna make
I
you
know,
feel
but
better.
I'm talking about the Lions. This ain't a media capital. The Lions are playing on things.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Christmas.
Didn't you just say the Giants too?
The Giants were on Thanksgiving.
They were on
Gotcha,
Thanksgiving.
gotcha.
But Matt, I'll make you feel better. You just spent a lot of time. You did a lot of family stuff over the last couple weeks, man. Just it's all right. They can spare 3-4 hours on Christmas.
I know.
No,
it's
and your
right
kids
in the
are
middle.
grown.
It's right in the middle of the day. 4:30.
Santa's even be watching the game.
It's
Man.
not just that, but sometimes, if you're part of the pregame, watch party, and postgame, you kind of have to work those days. So, bye-bye Christmas for me. But that's all right. I'm a single guy, so I'm willing to sacrifice for the
don't
fans
matter
out
for you.
there. It's for you guys.
Don't matter for you.
And that's what I said. It doesn't matter for me. I don't have a family. It's all good.
Bray, how do you feel about the Lions playing smack dab in the middle of Christmas Day, 4:30?
I'm different. Like, I don't care. Like, everybody's making a lot of, oh my God, my Christmas.
Right.
Oh my God, my holiday. Christmas is a floating holiday now. I'm at the age where I see my parents in the morning, see the family in the morning. After that, you make your own decisions.
Okay, now you're a player.
It doesn't matter.
No?
I respect that.
Because I liked it on Christmas because you knew that it was the game. Like, you knew if you were on prime time, like Christmas, nobody else is playing. Which means the whole country, you can call it arrogant all you want to, but when you play for the Cleveland Browns, you want to be on TV. So I liked the games because I knew it was a standalone game. People were watching. It was a vibe you had to get up for. And typically, Christmas is going to be on a weird day, so you typically get a couple more days off.
I think it's a Wednesday this time.
Which means coach will give you we'll come in on Thursday. We'll watch the tape.
It's a Thursday game.
We'll get a little workout in.
Thursday.
So you come in on Friday. You get a little workout in. Watch the tape. You're gone. You're off Saturday. You're off Sunday.
Ooh.
You're off Monday. So that's sometimes it pays off. It's like a mini bye week.
No, this time you're playing on Sunday, and you're playing on Thursday. Thursday's Christmas Day.
But you still get those days.
You play your regular
after.
Sunday, and Christmas is week 17. By the way, it's an important week.
But you still get those same days
You
off.
gotta take care
Braylon
of
said.
business.
Yeah.
If you're Lions now, this is an incentive to take care of business. If you're the Detroit Lions, it being late in the season, this is an incentive to take care of
And
business.
especially finishing with two
And against
division
the
games.
Vikings, so that should be a fun one.
Yep.
The Vikings.
We'll continue now. Let's go to the Fox America's Game of the Week schedule.
America's Game.
It's always a good time
America.
when the big guys are there from Fox. Lions get 4. Count them 4.
Lions fans.
Fox America's Game of the Week. Bray, you want to pick them out and talk about them?
All right, here we go. We'll start with Week 5. The Detroit Lions against the Cincinnati Bengals, who we were just talking about. And Joe Burrow. What say you, Anson Wells? Where are you with this game? This actually is a game that if you want to get a road game in, Lions have a bunch of good games on the road, but if you don't want to necessarily spend a ton of money, it's a 4-hour drive, get a chance to see Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, get a chance to see your Detroit Lions. This would be a good game to drive to and go to if you're a fan.
This is in Buffalo? Or in
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati?
It's in Cincinnati.
I love Cincinnati. It's kind of like it's
the Queen
Detroit's sister city. If there's ever been a city that I've been to in the United States that feels like Detroit, it's that, and it's a hell of a matchup, but it is still Ohio, so no, I will not be going down there.
Hey, Braylon, you know what it's also going to be? It's
Bray,
going to
I'm
be the
not
Trey
going.
Hendrickson homecoming game. It'll be nice for him to return to Cincinnati and see all his old fans there for Week 5.
That'll be nice. That'll be a nice dream. Week 10, you got a rematch of the playoff game. Except this time, Washington is the home team. That's Week 10. That'll be on Fox as well. What's the one after that? I can't read it on the board there.
Let me ask you about that game. Where are you with the Washington Commanders last year? You look at their schedule as well. They, too, have a lot of primetime games this year, a lot of national games.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud didn't get that many last year when he had that type of year. Jaden Daniels got to the NFC Championship. What do you believe about this team? Is this a step-back team? Is this they got better in the offseason? Do you trust in Jaden Daniels? Is it Dan Quinn as a Super Bowl attending coach, not necessarily winning? Or is it the sophomore slump?
I'm hoping it's the sophomore slump. And look, a guy that always pops in my head, you got to stay healthy, right? He runs around. So did RG3. And RG3, do you think he was going to be a solid quarterback?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
And he got hurt.
Yes.
He got his knee torn up a couple of times. So they want to be a little bit more protective of Jaden Daniels, I would think, going forward. You got to protect that kid. He's a little guy still. I know he's growing man. He's going to be a grown man. He's getting bigger and all of that. But you still got to protect him. So I'm betting on Washington not as good as a lot of people think they are.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
I think RG3 was going to be a damn good quarterback. I think it was negligent on the part of the Commanders that at the time, the Redskins, how they played him in that playoff, knowing that he had a partially torn PCL at the time. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. The game has changed in the sense of there are a lot of design quarterback runs now. There are RPOs, there's systems in play so that the quarterback has an easy run situation. When RG3 was booking up out of there, it was just him making something happen in the pocket. And that running and all that extra stuff, he got too comfortable. So that's kind of what happened.
Anson, that's your guy, Jaden Daniels.
You know I love him.
I know.
I'm actually breaking down the schedule here. So the Christmas is on Thursday.
Yes.
That's correct.
And of those 6 teams, one of those teams is playing on the Saturday. The other 5 are playing on Sunday.
Got it. Who's the Saturday one?
The Saturday one is Washington.
So they get a little advantage.
They get an extra day. We're not playing them. Fortunately, we're playing Minnesota, so we should be all right. But that's an interesting one sitting right there. And then we did just get a little bit of a look from talking about the Christmas Day game. Dante 151 with another super chat. Also, the NBA might put the upstart Pistons on Christmas as well. Of
course they are.
How fun would it be to watch the Pistons at noon and then the Lions at 4:30?
And it'll
Love
be against
that
the
one,
Knicks,
Dante.
too.
Good call.
It'll be against the Knicks, too.
Yeah,
Good
that'll
call.
be great.
Yep.
That would be a really good
That's
call.
what's going to be, dude.
Yeah.
Telling you, they're going to screw us all over.
Yeah, Maz, you really going to ignore the family that day.
Oh, my God. I'm literally, you know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be the Grinch.
Yeah, right. No,
The Grinch that stole Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm staying home. I'm sorry, kids.
With
I'm
no
sorry,
pants
honey.
on, just like the
No
Grinch.
pants
No pants
on.
on.
Sean believes you.
I'm staying home. And then the next America's game, of course, is Thanksgiving Day. And, of course, that's the Green Bay Packers and your Detroit Lions. You know it. It's the classic. It's the John Madden Thanksgiving Day Classic. Speaking of John Madden,
Turducket.
Yes.
did you guys see
Nicolas
the movie preview? Nicolas Cage.
I got to find a photo.
One of my favorites
Christian
is John Madden.
What?
Christian
Yes,
Bale
I'll find
is Al Davis.
Oh, this
I
is so
can't
good.
I gotta
wait
see this.
I gotta
to
so
see
good.
this freaking movie.
Oh.
I can't wait. Did you guys even take a look at that?
I saw
Here
it.
it comes,
No, I
Tommy.
saw it. It's just them on the field
Yes,
showing
holding
the
their rings up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
hang on,
it.
it's coming, guys. Hang
Excited
on.
about that. But while you're doing that, Pete,
Here it
like,
is.
I'm excited to pick this schedule. I'm excited to pick and see what everybody
Okay,
got.
I don't hate it.
That's
Christian
some good
Bale
stuff,
is going to
man.
kill every role he does.
Yeah.
Like he's always a
Right.
standing top 3 in terms of a method actor, and I wouldn't have a problem with where you put him. So I think it's going to be good.
Hey, the final Fox game will be the Rams hosting the Lions in Week 13 or Week 15.
The
I think it's
NFC
Week
Championship
15.
preview?
That should be, wow. I can't wait for that one.
The
really.
NFC Championship preview?
I don't want to
Yeah.
blow the season away, but there's certain games on this schedule that I can't wait to play.
I can't wait for that. But let me read you something. Let me read you the Los Angeles Rams schedule for 2025.
It's the only team that, in my opinion, that's as drafting as well as the Lions.
That is
right
correct.
Like I looked at their schedule. I don't know if they're gonna make it, man.
No?
Let's see what we got right here. Stop calling, Bob. Try and get the schedule to come in. You guys could talk while I was doing it. You got the camera.
now. Maz
I
is a closet Stafford lover.
Not closet. I love him.
He's out the
I'm
closet.
not a closet.
He's out the closet.
I love him. I'm out of the closet.
Stop
I'm
it.
out there, baby, and I'm
Stop
loving every
it.
minute
Stop
of it.
supporting that man.
Sorry, Kelly Rowe.
Why?
Why?
At least you're not calling for the Browns in the playoffs
Listen to
this
me.
year.
I hate his guts when we're playing him.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. There you
I
go.
hate
Why would you
nuts.
want
I
him to
love
do
it.
well over anybody? Like, I feel like you would prefer the Rams to do well over your Giants.
Oh, God, no. No way. I'm a Stafford fan. I'm not a Rams fan. I'm a Stafford fan.
You got me fooled.
Yeah.
You're just such a hater.
What is our problem with Maz like liking other people? Like Maz supported the Lions, and when you support the Lions, you support players. So you supported Stafford for 11 years. Stafford leaves, he goes to the Rams, he wins the Super Bowl. Maz he likes it. What's the problem?
I wanted the Bengals to win that Super
The
Bowl.
post-playoff interview is the problem, Braylon.
Okay, but before that, I wanted the Bengals to win that Super Bowl. I did. I wanted the Bengals to win.
Me
The
too.
following year is when he did the interview. That's when I soured on him. I was sweet, and then I was sour.
Okay, so you're sour
nice.
currently or not?
I'm like in the middle. I don't care.
You be nice.
I don't care.
Listen, chat, we need you guys to smash the like button right now. We're coming up about 10 minutes away from our next break. But remember, we've got an awesome prize pack here. We got the Braylon Edwards rookie signed card, bunch of Detroit as well as Michigan sports heroes, and a few superstars. And then Braylon's got a secret stash prize he's going to add to this package here that he's got hiding in his car. He's going to bring that out later. Maybe we got a moment to show the wheel off right now, Pete?
I don't have it set, but
we'll come back after 3 and we'll show you guys that.
I got a moment to say Sunday night
some
football.
chili cheese fries?
The Lions have 2 games on Sunday night football. They have week 6 at the Chiefs and week 11 at the Eagles. So both Sunday night games on the road. Sunday night schedule, always a good one. The Monday night schedule, we've got 1 game on that. Oh, no, 2 on Monday night. Week 3, Lions at the Ravens. That's a Monday night game. That's Joe and Troy. And then the Buccaneers come here for week number 7. That's also a Monday night game. That one's going to be a dandy as well. They have 1 Thursday night game, Thursday on Prime. Lions host the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, the Cowboys are finally coming to us.
Oh, that's
It only took 30
They're finally
minutes.
coming to Detroit.
All right.
They haven't been back since
call.
they got thrashed, huh? In 91?
Ain't that something?
That definitely is something.
So there you go. Lions have 5 primetime games, including Thanksgiving, and you never know with the when they flex games. Lions might be part of that as well. The Chiefs have the most primetime games with 7. Guess who's second?
Shocker.
With 6.
Philly.
Chiefs?
Nope. Keep
Dallas.
going. The Cowboys
Oh, my God.
have
That's
6
crazy.
Yep.
primetime games.
There they are, Tommy.
And there's all the teams that have 5. There are 3 teams that have 0. The Browns are one of them. I'm trying to think of the other.
Hold on.
Jets?
Look at the team that snuck in 5 games.
That's right.
The Atlanta Falcons
Right.
Yes.
have 5 games.
Telling
And you always say, the league knows something. I saw a pass from Michael Penix Jr. Did I send it? Did you
No,
see
no,
it?
but you
Oh,
and I saw the
it
same
too?
pass.
Michael Penix threw a pass, and they caught it in slow motion. The ball was so pretty, and I'm not saying pause on that
I'm
because
gonna
I'm talking
find
about the
that
football. It was such a pretty spot. Reminded me of Warm Moon back in the day.
They did sneak in.
The best thing about it was there was another ball that a quarterback had thrown,
Right.
probably Kirk Cousins.
That's the
It
one
was
I'm
a
trying to find.
complete duck, and you just watch this smooth left-handed spiral drop down on the bucket, and then you see this quack in the distance.
Dude, it's the best. 30 seconds.
When they
guys.
drafted him last year, remember I said, hey, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad if they like him. It's not bad. He was successful in college. It's going to be fun to watch.
Here we go.
Why
guys.
are they in
Look at
it,
this,
though?
Tommy. Tommy, now watch this.
Oh, you got it? Perfect.
Yeah, watch this. No sound. You guys
You got to
keep
watch
talking.
this. All right,
Tom,
Pete,
watch
shut
this.
up. Shut up, Pete. Shut up.
Wow. Oh, that's too perfect. Shout out to the cameraman. Shout out to that cameraman. That was way
All
too
my
perfect.
years of playing in the NFL,
You've never seen one of that.
I have never seen a pass like that.
Stop
I
it.
take that back. You
I
said
love to
what?
see you.
Stop
You
it.
had to
Come
see it,
on.
I'm talking about
It
that.
was a tight spiral.
I never played with a quarterback that throw a tight spiral. I'm trying to tell you. You did not catch me on that.
Nobody, not one.
Yeah, once.
I love the
He
honesty.
does this consistently. I'm
Who?
talking Mark Brunell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was 50. Mark Brunell was 50. Played with the Nets.
He was like 45, wasn't he?
He threw.
Yeah, he was
Mark
actually.
Brunell threw a great ball.
He-
you
and
know what? Lefties.
I wasn't lying.
Lefties throw it best.
Mike Vick.
They throw it best.
I won't
Steve
go-
Young.
That's my favorite. Him.
Oh
and
my
Ramon.
God. You don't think lefties are the best throwers?
There's far and few in between, so you can't say the
Well, I
best.
know Dan Marino. Come on. He's a righty.
I'm going right. It is what it is. I'm like the nuns back in the day.
Is it true that receivers don't love a lefty's ball?
No, because you grow up playing. You grow all right-handed quarterbacks, so you're just used to the natural spin of a right-handed
Yeah.
ball. You're used to the ball coming down this way. When you go this way, it comes a certain way. So your mind just gets used to it, and this is what you assume.
Got to kind of twist your hands out.
First time I saw a left-handed quarterback, great conversation. It was Clayton Richard. Clayton Richard played baseball for the White Sox, played at the University of Michigan. He was one of the guys that was next in line after John Navarre. It was, is it going to be Clayton? Is it going to be Mac? Is it going to be Matt Gutierrez? He had a rocket launcher. First time he threw me a pass was actually in a game. Because I didn't think he was going to be starting quarterback, so I never ran routes with him.
He knocks you down?
No, but where he threw it, because he was lefty, he couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Like I was running down the end zone line to out of bounds. If he would have been a right-handed quarterback,
Right, he had to throw it across his body.
he had to throw it across his body, so I caught it, but it brought me out of the end zone. if I would have known that, I would have already run on the slope, caught it, and then turned up. But I didn't know it, so I'm running like, where the hell is this ball at? What is it doing? By the time it came, I was able to catch it on the outside. But
must be incredibly tough to have a quarterback lose his job mid-season and switch to another one who's different-handed. It's one thing to be able to adjust all off-season, and probably the first few games it's still an adjustment, but I couldn't imagine in mid-season.
Yeah.
The end of the season, talking about like last year, what happened with Kirk Cousins and Penny.
Oh, I didn't really realize they were different hands, but just in general, I would imagine, considering your story, how tough that would be.
And Bray?
Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, and don't forget that the Atlanta Falcons beat twice last year the Tampa Bay Bucks.
They did.
So
no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, but you're
that's
right.
true.
They did beat them. Tom Aswell, we have Doc Maakaron coming on in a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little Lions talk, too. What do you want to do now with this last 5 minutes?
I guess we could do, let's see. I got a little
Get your
NFL
Thursday
thing
nights,
here for
Monday nights, Sunday nights.
Great time for you to get your super chats in right now, and we'll be showing that prize wheel after we come back from the break.
I got something on Caleb Williams for you guys. I know you're
Hey,
going to love
Catfish,
this.
let's go.
Did you guys know?
Uh-oh.
I think we all knew that Caleb did not want to go to Chicago. Okay? He wanted to go to the Minnesota Vikings after his interview with Kevin O'Connell. He's like, I got to get to Minnesota. You guys got to draft me. But what happened was Ryan Pohl said, we are drafting you no matter what. Get it in your head. We're drafting you. So much. How about this? Caleb Williams' dad went to his agent and went to his lawyers and said, is there any way around the CBA? Can my kid go play in the UFL and then come back after that? That's how much they didn't want to play. His father said, and I quote, Chicago is where quarterbacks go to die.
True.
But Caleb Williams now drafted to the Bears. Great city.
Yeah.
I know we don't like him sports-wise, but a great city. What do you think? What's your take on Caleb? That going that far, wanting to go to the Vikings, and his dad saying, maybe we can go to UFL and change something. Maybe we could pull an Eli Manning.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's been done before. Eli Manning and them weren't the first to do it. It was John Elway. Said, I refuse to go to the Baltimore Colts. In fact, I'll go play for the New York Yankees instead. We know the story. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that it happened. And this is a place where quarterbacks have gone to die. You're talking about the quarterback records at Chicago Bears are laughable.
Yeah, they're abysmal.
And there's no disrespect to the Bears.
Eric Kramer still has a record there.
Like I said, and it's not like Eric Kramer had a magical 4,900 yard season. It's like barely 4,000. So they're right in the sense that this is where quarterbacks go to die. Now, where I will change the narrative is Ben Johnson is now your coach. You want to be great, make your own narrative. Now, you want to be great. Same thing with Abdul Carl in New Jersey. You want to be great, make your own narrative, which I think he's doing now.
Yeah.
I think that came out before.
Number 51 now.
100%. But make your narrative. Like, you as good as people say at USC. Were you really worth the Heisman Trophy that you won 4 years ago? Well, show us. Prove it.
Do you blame him for wanting to go to Minnesota?
No.
There you go.
No.
I think that this kid, his future's not
You saw
great.
what Sam Darnold did.
I mean, you guys know that I'm not a believer in this kid, but when they fail to win 10 games this year, and their expectations in Chicago are just crazy high right now. This story is not going to help his case at all to endear him to a very prideful Chicago fan base.
Right.
And again, this kid has to win 10 games. And I don't believe that he has the makeup as a man to withstand an offseason of ridicule, because this offseason it was all love again, and we forgive you because you had a bad team. We got a new coach. We got all these new players we signed. If he doesn't win 10 games, the amount of negative press that he's going to get in that city in the offseason could break that catfish.
Quick question. How do you know what type of man he is?
I've seen it. I don't know him up in front.
But you made a comment
I've
like you know who he was.
with him, but I've heard about all of his fans.
You've heard.
I've heard.
Oh,
and I've watched it in games. I watched his
in
offensive
games.
line walk right past him and not pick him up. I watched DJ Moore walk off the field on a fourth down play to win a game.
Was DJ Moore mad at
did.
Caleb Williams, or was he mad at the head coach?
I'm telling you, if you're mad at your coach, you don't walk off the court when your quarterback is scrambling. Telling you, this guy has not endeared himself to anyone at any level.
Also, too, this came out before the draft. How many people behind closed doors, because you guys are very much about people having their private information. Well, they tapped into the information that shouldn't have came out, but it did. How many people, if you go back, wanted to play for the Detroit Lions?
Nobody.
How many people wanted to play for the Chicago Bears, realistically? How many people want it? Is a bunch of franchise, but that information doesn't come out. So don't say that this is something that is going to even more hurt. This happened before the season started.
I get that, but if he starts losing this year, this story keeps coming back. And listen, they are waiting for losses to absolutely hate this guy. He could be a hero in Chicago, or he will be the villain.
But we'll do it another time.
Yeah,
We got Doc on. Maybe we'll ask Doc, see his opinion.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get a quick commercial break, and then we will bring in Doc Maakaron to talk about this schedule and your Detroit Lions. But first, say about the White Claw Tigers tour. Look, 4 destinations, 4 dates. This is what we're doing. White Claw, Eastern Distributors, and Ben Johnson Law present to you the Tigers tour. We keep talking about this team, so if you can't get the Comerica part, if you don't want to get FanDuel, all you got to do is come party with us, man. Watch it live. McShane's May 23rd. McShane's May 23rd. Pay attention to the calendar. That'll let you know that it's coming up. Nemo's on the 13th of June. Second Best on the 19th of June. And then the Old Miami on June 29th. You got to be down with the cause. They're the number one team. Number one team. Not in the division, not in the conference, but the number one team in baseball. So come join us at the White Claw Tigers tour.
And you can also support your Tigers by buying some new merch, man. I know you're tired of wearing that old Detroit sports merch. WoodwardSports.com, shop.woodwardsports.com is where you need to go to get the new merch, man. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads, man. It's a new era of sports wearables. Throw that old shirt away. Throw that old hat away. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get your new Detroit sports merch right now. Before we sell out, you better go shop.woodwardsports.com. Be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, feeling a financial pinch, but you know it. Dreaming of a new home, but feeling a financial pinch. Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 in your pocket. Give them a call today, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Hey, let's be honest, dudes like simple stuff. We like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, and that is exactly what Lady Jane's is. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Lady Jane's, they are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Once again, walk in anytime because it's wicked awesome.
Second hour of the show, Anson Wells, Braylon Edwards here, Woodward Sports Network. Excited for this guy. He's one of our favorite hustlers. Bring him in. John Doc Maakaron. He covers the Lions for SI.com.
Yes, sir.
Big John, how you doing, brother?
Detroit Podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Get these
Thank you
headphones
for the
on.
invite.
So obviously, we're excited to talk about the Lions schedule. But before that, everything good? How you been?
I've been great. Thank you guys for the invite. I really appreciate it. Man, it's a great time of year. The hopium is high. I'm seeing some predictions, even from you guys, that will make a guy like me smile. It's great.
Hey, John, what happened down in Allen Park today? Fill us in on what went on.
Yeah, this week with the kind of abbreviated schedule now because of the Lions participating in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, typically we get the assistant coaches at the end of OTAs. Well, this week we talked to the offensive coaches, the complete 7-member staff on Tuesday, and today we talked to the defense. So we got a chance to talk to the defensive backs coach, the new D-line coach, outside linebackers coach, Calvin Shepard. So we got a chance to kind of dig deep a little bit on the defense, and a little bit of drama may be percolating with Alex Anzalone. If you just check out his social media, it's real interesting. He is on the final year of his contract. Look, he's not going to be somebody that's going to cause a huge distraction, but Braylon knows when you look at the business side of sports, how much you love a player is evidenced by when they're on their final year of their deal, you scratch them a check for a raise. And I think Alex is due for one. So we have at Lions on SI an opinion piece from Christian Boer, a great writer. The opinion is, I think that Alex Anzalone's earned a new contract.
Yes.
And for him to sit around right now not having it, I'm sure that's probably weighing in on his mind, especially for all the work that he did and how the defense changed when he was not there last year.
Hey, I saw a sad face on his Twitter the other day. I thought it was because of the Christmas Day game. Am I wrong?
No, that is why. That's also
Okay.
when you look at the schedule for me and all the writers and you guys having to pay attention to the Lions on Christmas. I was enjoying the opportunity to watch other football on Christmas.
Yes.
But now we got to work. No, he's heartbroken because he's got to work on Christmas.
Yes. That's what I thought. Bragg, all you, buddy.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now, you look at Alex Anzalone, you look what he's been to this Detroit Lions team. You know, at one point, we were like, he's a stopgap linebacker. He can't go laterally. He's not good at covering tight ends in the flats. But you watch what he's built over the last 3 years, man. And he's been that rock. He's been that catalyst for that defense. I mean, just look at what happened when he came back last year. You know, he came back and played like reckless abandonment. So, to your point, he has earned a contract. He has earned an extension. And they've shown you with the Detroit Lions, if you do what we need, if you support us, we'll support you. So I think that they'll do something for him. Question about the schedule. When you saw it, first thing jumped into your mind, Doc.
Yeah, like we said first, Thanksgiving and Christmas is a little tough, but the wife got her revenge. She took a little bit of cash from the bank, and she's pretty happy now. She was not happy at first, but she knows her ways now, being married 15 years. She's like, all right, any emotional trauma that I caused with this addiction to sports and podcasting and covering the team, she's like, all right, price went up. So I'm like, I'm hurting today, but it's all good, man. I looked at the schedule outside of the personal nature of working on holidays, which I love. Clearly, I'm a big fan of sports and doing this, but I love the open. I think that having divisional matchups will get this team focused right away. Packers-Bears right away gets this team focused to get after it. And I think when I saw the schedule, I got a chance, like everybody else, to kind of peek a little bit early at the schedule. I said 5-2 at the bye week. I think that the Bengals might be the team that is a hang-up early on, but I think the Lions have an opportunity for a good start. Now, the tough stretch that I see is right after the bye. You go Minnesota, Commanders, Eagles. That's a tough stretch after a week off. That will dictate the tone of the team. And then the one thing that I pay attention to, like many, is the end of the year. You go on the road against the division, the Vikings on Christmas, and then the Bears. So if there's tight games, you in the past had them at Ford Field, which benefited you in 2024. This year, it's on the road. But to let you guys know, I'm favorable. I like the schedule the way it shakes out. I got them with 11 wins. My way too early game-by-game prediction, 11-6. Stand firm with the over 10.5. But I don't see those, Ryan, that would go out and say 13-4. That's a little bit too disrespectful to the opponents and to the fact that this team has to go out on the road quite a bit. Yes, they're a good road team, but you're not facing the crumb bums of the league. You're facing some pretty upper echelon quarterbacks.
15 wins last year. I'm sorry, Bray.
Oh, no, yeah.
Didn't mean to go ahead. You go.
No, you're absolutely correct. The one thing in that I like what you said, but the one thing that we talked about at the beginning of the show is you look at those first 6 games, you talk about a defensive line that has some hang-ups, some hiccups, people coming back from injury, et cetera. You got to play Lamar Jackson. You got to play Joe Burrow. You got to play Patrick Mahomes, who I know his defense.
Wow.
I know his offensive line is not good right now, so that may benefit us. But and then Jordan Love, for whatever you want to say about Jordan Love, I mean, he will be better this year than he was last year. I just look at the quarterbacks, I look at the offenses, and I look at the defensive line that we were told is going to be good. That's where I'm at with it. What do you think?
Yeah, no, look. When you look at this Lions football team, I expect the confidence level to be very high offensively. I think they return a ton of talent. John Morton told us that he's like, why would I change up a good thing? This team can score. You're going to put the ball in the hands of Jahmyr Gibbs, who's expected to have a breakout year. Definitely everybody that's listening, go make sure you have him on your fantasy team, even number 1 or number 2. He's going to put up a lot of yards. Points in PPR leagues, he's going to dominate. I think he's going to get a lot of opportunities to put up offensive numbers. And then the offensive staff typically has been receptive and positive about Jameson Williams, but they raved about him on Tuesday, saying that he's come in with a great attitude. They feel like he's going to have a breakout year. If J-Mo takes and levels up again to where maybe he's at over 110, 115 receptions, over 1,200 yards, and over double-digit touchdowns, now you're looking at an offense that's just almost unstoppable with the sheer level of talent that you have, especially with the quarterback in his prime. So offensively, I think that they're going to be worth the price of admission. The question marks are going to come clearly on defense. Is the decision to keep Marcus Davenport the right one? Do the likes of Ennis Rakestraw and Tyrion Arnold make the second-year jump? If they do, then the competition level, if the Lions defense continues to level up, that plays and travels, that gives you an opportunity to go up against the AFC North. A division, Braylon, that you're familiar with.
I know all about that division. That was a black and blue division when I played for. You're talking about having to go play the Steelers and they have to play the Ravens. Ugh. Anyway, quick deviation. You talked about Amon-Ra. You talked about Jameson Williams. Will he have more yards this season than Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh, that's a good question. I do think that there's opportunities there. From when I had the chance to go to the Combine and sit with John Morton, he had a great opportunity to speak with the media in an intimate setting. He said, look, I definitely want to involve the explosiveness of the offense. I want to take advantage of the weapons that you got. And if the connection continues to grow with Jared Goff, you see chunk plays, there's more of an opportunity. And that's the running joke a little bit between the players on the inside there. A lot of the players rib Amon-Ra St. Brown that he's the 5-yard out guy. And I do think Amon-Ra wants to showcase that he can be involved in a little bit more of the intermediate passing game, get a little bit more targets down the field. But if Jameson Williams, when you see him now probably getting a lot more primary targets and primary reads, if you're John Morton, you definitely want to draw up some routes for J-Mo. I think it'll be very close. But in the end, Amon-Ra taking a step forward. And his competitiveness, once he sees J-Mo on his tail, probably is going to be somebody that's going to definitely demand the rock.
Hey, John, right back to the schedule again. 5 1 o'clock games, my favorite. I love the 1 o'clocks. 5 4:30 games, and the rest of primetime games. And they moved the Thanksgiving Day game, the former 12:30. It's been 12:30 my entire life. 63 years, it's been 12:30. They moved it to 1, so then they could do 1, 4:30, and 8:30 like they do every Sunday. What do you think of the times of the games? And, of course, they can get flexed as well.
Well, Tom, you know, as I hear that you're a man about town, partying all the time, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is the biggest bar night of the year. So for us partiers, I think we get the extra half hour to sleep in. I think outside of the opportunity there, we get to party and booze it up a little bit more. Start the game at 1. I don't care. I think that's actually not bad. 12:30 to 1. Let us sleep in a little bit longer before we have to go and do work. Look, the NFL is always tinkering. I know tradition, but that time frame, I get it. People are definitely used to it, but it gives people more time to set up, drive to their family, and have opportunities for Thanksgiving. I'm not too upset with that. I am a little bit, personally frustrated that they're playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas. But listen, nobody wants to hear me complain. That's a great job. I look at it too. The schedule lays out in a way that, there's opportunities that the Lions have that are beneficial. I spoke on the Lone Wolves podcast that I do for SI, and I said, look, they don't play a team at all this year coming off of a bye. So other opponents are not going to have a lot of opportunity to prep outside of the normal week. So
that's good.
The Lions' schedule presents itself to kind of, in a way where there's going to be ample rest. That week 8 bye is amazing, better than what it's been in the past. And I look at this schedule and I say there's opportunities for this football team to benefit, because you play on Thanksgiving, and then the following week you get the normal week of preparation, and then you play Dallas at home. So that stretch there, playing, I call that in my game-by-game predictions, a nice stretch there where you play on Thanksgiving, you play the Giants, and then you play the Dallas Cowboys. That's a nice little stretch there where you can get some momentum as you face a tougher part of the schedule.
We were looking at the schedule, and when we saw the both holiday games, we asked the question, and I'm going to ask you the question, as a guy that follows the Lions and has to cover them. Would you have rather played on Christmas, or would you have rather gone to Europe? Because that's why they're playing on 2 holidays. They have not traveled since the Atlanta Falcon game years and years ago.
Tom, I'm going to need you to listen. My wife just took a bunch of cash from the bank account to make herself happy. You think I want to pay another $6-7 grand to go overseas? Look, I'm dreading it. I got friends that are German. They're like, you're going to Germany. And also personally, too, you guys know I'm open. I am deathly afraid of planes. Listen, I'm a psychologist, and I teach people to get on planes. But I'm a strong-willed, tough individual, but I just have a hang-up on planes. My stomach hurts. I hate it. It prevents me from, just because I think about it nonstop, I do got to pop some pills to kind of get on the plane, because I am traveling to Dallas. I want to see the upper echelon stadiums. I was at Jerry's World. I have to do it, so I have to get over it. Do you think my ass wants to sit on a plane for 7, 8, 9 hours in this climate with airplanes? You know, the first time I'm going overseas, you're going to hear, this plane is sitting on the tarmac for 48 hours, and John Maakaron is getting escorted off because he's bitching because he's not happy. So I don't want that to happen.
Merry Christmas.
Stay in the holiday, stay with my 2 feet on the ground. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for that. That's
Merry
cute.
Christmas.
Very cute. I won't forget that.
There you go. Anthony's all yours.
Hey, Doc, I'm looking at the chat here, and they were kind of split on Anzalone. I think he's a fan favorite, much like Jamal Williams was. A lot of people are going to want him back. I personally don't think that we will see him extended. He'd be 32 next year. I'm looking at the roster, and we literally, out of 91 players on our preseason roster, as it sits today, only 9 of them are 30 or older. I would imagine, obviously, Goff is going to remain, and we've got a couple more years out of Decker and Glasgow. But you look at Skipper, O'Connor, Patrick, Reeder, Khalif. These guys probably aren't on the team next year. And I've been trying to reach Lions fans and show them what this regime has done year after year, and they keep repeating it. The guys that come in on scheduled interviews for the draft, it's probably who we're taking. We're not giving up massive assets to go and get one guy. These guys draft well, they know it. They develop players well, they know it. I love Anzalone. I love him, the find that he's turned into be for us, but is this another case of Lions fans getting too attached to our players and not understanding the system that has brought success here to the Lions that Dan and Brad have put into place, which would preclude us from re-signing him after the season?
Yeah, no, listen, I respect that side of the opinion. Okay, but also, too, we do have to look at what the Lions are saying. They say, hey, we want to draft and develop, and we want to reward our own. And it's hard-pressed to look at Alex Anzalone and what he's done. The proof's in the numbers. He went out, and all the defensive numbers were skewed. They all went up. More yards, more points. And I do think that he's earned. And look, you look at it and you say sometimes there are players that you have as glue guys, leader guys, that are in the locker room that bring a little bit more to the room than maybe their production. And here's the situation in which I would see it. Look, he's underpaid. He signed a contract that's paying him $6 million a year. I don't think it would be devastating when you have the cap that goes up $25 to $35 million a year to sprinkle in a 2-year deal worth $18 million. And you can have it where the first year he gets maybe $10 million to kind of reward him for the work that he did, for all the things that he weathered in terms of turnover and working with young guys and seeing the team draft Jack Campbell and diminishing his role a little bit. I look at it and I say, I do think that they will reward him, but I don't think it'll be a massive contract. It might even just go from $6 to maybe $8 million. But when you're Alex Anzalone and you see the value of your contract go up, you see the value of others getting contracts a little bit more, and you see what your worth is, he's worth more than what he's getting paid. So I would be surprised if training camp starts and he doesn't get a new contract. He's a glue guy, and also, too, he's a Dan Campbell guy. And if Alex marches, he comes to town, he marches into Dan Campbell's office and is like, hey, I just want a new deal with some more guaranteed money. Hey, take care of me. I'd be hard-pressed for that whole lot. And here's the thing, too. His defensive coordinator was his former position coach. So he's going to get the full lobby. And when you're lobbying for more money or a contract, to have the support of your position coach, to have the support of your defensive coordinator, and then probably to have the support of the head coach, man, that'd be a little bit ruthless in my mind if Brad Holmes made that decision.
I understand that. I mean, I just think that there's so many guys that have been here that people love that we've said goodbye to. These guys are shrewd, and it is tough to say goodbye to a Jamal Williams, but then you get a better running back in his place. I look at the way this team is built and the way they're building, and they don't like old guys.
Doc, let me say something real quick. I think the difference with Alex Anzalone, and this is where I have the dilemma. When he first got here, when this 2021 thing started, like, I didn't like Alex Anzalone. I didn't think he was a good linebacker. I said it time after time. You can ask Maz. I said, I don't like this guy. You love baby Thor. Didn't like him. But what I saw him build from 21, 22, 23, 24, I saw him become a catalyst for this defense. I saw him take over defense and be a driving force for a defense that actually was statistically sound the last two seasons.
The leader, really.
100%. And so for me now, on the opposite side, now I'm supporting him. I just think there's something you can do without breaking the bank. I understand, but don't compare him to Jamal Williams, because Jamal Williams didn't help usher in a new identity here. He just ran the ball from the 1-yard line. I think Alex Anzalone kind of showed the Lions. Tigers are good too. They showed the Lions what it was.
Jamal Williams was like a talk guy.
Right.
He was a media guy. You go to him to get a funny thing. Him and his what was his things that he used to love?
Pokemon and Pikachu
Pokemon and all of that kind of
anime.
Yeah, anime. He was that kind of guy. Hey, speaking of other guys for a minute, Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. You've seen the video of Trey Hendrickson. He's not signing back with the Bengals. So yesterday I brought it up. We played the whole video. He's very upset, and he is airing his laundry now. He says, look, when you push me, that's the end of it. He said, I'm a Floridian. There are unprovoked shark attacks, and there are shark attacks. He feels that Zach Taylor attacked him by texting him 30 days before camp saying, you're going to get fined if you're not here. He says he's not playing unless he gets a new deal. So he's going to be out there, Doc. He's signing somewhere. And the worst thing that could happen is if Chicago, Minnesota, Green Bay, Philadelphia, or Washington signs this guy. Do you think there's a 1% chance that the Lions are even thinking of this guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you're trying to get me in trouble here with the chat and the internet world, huh?
Let's go.
I'll say this. No, listen. Realistically, I don't see it happening. I want it. I've championed that. You need as many good players as possible. I truly believe the salary cap can be maneuvered in a way that can make the deal happen. I just look at it from the perspective of the Lions at that position feel like, okay, we're going to pay Aiden Hutchinson and we're going to try it with Marcus Davenport. That's what they believe. They believe that they can get value from a younger player that they feel is very similar in regards to what they expect. So they don't want to pay, and it's very tough to see. You don't typically see two defensive linemen making that much money. When you do have to pay Alex Anzalone and Jack Campbell and Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, you have many more bills to pay in regards to it. And I do think that, look, if he ends up in the division, you say this: the Lions have built an offensive line that will make him irrelevant. That's the hope. I think that with the Tate Ratledge of the world, with Miles Frazier and Christian Mahogany, you're counting on your offensive line to neutralize one of the game's great, one of the great defensive ends. So that's the risk you take. I'm all for it. I'm all for Myles Garrett, Max Crosby. I'm all for good players. We saw it. Fans should clamor for it. But when Brad Holmes directly says it, man, we got Bills, we got Aiden Hutchinson, we got other guys, then you got to look at it. And now you got to also look, too. You just signed Cooper Jr. You want to draft and develop younger guys. I don't think the Lions are going to be in the market for a guy that's going to break the bank, be over 30 years old. Unless you can do it for 1 year and you get, some kind of connection because of Hendrickson and Alex Anzalone and Dan Campbell. If the contract's not, going to hang it up, you make the move. But I do not see him. I think there's a 0% chance he ends up with the Lions. But I love the fact that people still want the defensive end and it's a compliment. And that's what I said to Brad when I introed that question at the Combine. I was the first to open that subject. My question was, I know it's tough to hear. I said to him, fans believe you are one guy away because you've built a good team. Safety's good, linebackers good, defensive line's decent, offensive line's good, your offense is chock full. Many people believe you're one guy away, and that guy is a defensive end. And he still is saying, well, I want 3, 4, 5 good defensive ends. Well, I should have been more bold and direct and say, look, we want a superstar next to Aiden. We don't want a guy in Marcus Davenport that we're all scared by week 2 is going to be a guy that's out. And today I asked directly Calvin Shepard, I asked him, why do you trust Marcus Davenport? They say he's putting in the work. He's got the mindset. They're telling him directly the mission for him is to stay healthy, but nobody trusts it right now.
No. And can you blame us? And last question, this one's for Anson. He is a Caleb Williams hater. He calls him the catfish. I defend the kid. I thought he had a pretty damn good year last year. I think he's only going to get better. Are you a believer or a disbeliever in Caleb Williams?
Yeah, so everybody listening in the chat, internet world, I want to pull up here and kind of start with the premise and pay respects to an individual. F the Bears. I think
Amen, baby.
that they got going on with Ben Johnson, I love the hate. I love people calling him Benedict Johnson. I'm literally, when you look at it in my position, we're sitting there at Lions Media at Allen Park. I'm looking forward, prepping for this interview with you guys, one of my favorites in town. And you see a story comes out where Caleb Williams did everything possible to get out of going to the Bears because they were an embarrassment. He knew that Matt Eberflus was going to be an embarrassment, was going to embarrass the city of Chicago, couldn't run a clock if his life depended on it, and he tried everything. His dad was like, the Bears are a place where quarterbacks go to die. So for the Bears, look, that's an old story, relatively speaking, because now it's a new era, and Ben Johnson's job is to change the culture. So look, I was with Ben Johnson for the last several years. He's got that gritty mentality. He's got that kind of attitude of like, I want to bury Dan Campbell into the ground. He's a hardworking individual. If he can connect with the players, guys, he resurrected Jared Goff. So I give credit where credit's due that Ben Johnson's going to do a good job, but not as good as the Detroit Lions. They're always going to be second fiddle to the Lions and Brad Holmes. I don't think Ryan Poles is in the class of the Lions general manager in terms of being shrewd and getting guys that are going to fit the culture. Ben Johnson will be good. Caleb Williams will be a serviceable quarterback. But in the end, I do think there's limitations to his game in regards to playing the position that might prevent him from getting to where he needs to be. And by the way, if you didn't hear me the first time, F the Bears. Lions are going to win. They're going to dominate both games. Dominate both games by over 20 each time.
That's for Andy Isaac.
F the Bears. Doc, last question I'm asking, this is a quick one. What do you make of the NFL schedule, like in terms of, is it too much with all the streaming and all the dates and the back-to-back and cutting into this? Is it too much, or is it just time for football?
Yeah, look, Braylon, I'll always be honest with you. This job pays my bills. It's an amazing opportunity that a guy like me who started a podcast from the basement to see how the NFL operates. They're masterful marketers. They understand how to draw every single dollar humanly possible. Braylon, the Detroit Lions raised ticket prices, and I'll put it into context. I was a season ticket holder. For all of you who say I'm too negative or I'm too direct or I don't have the idea to sit there in the camera and say they're going to win 14 games, I'm a little bit more pessimistic. I was a season ticket holder, and I paid $35 a ticket. My season ticket in 2002 was $300. That same ticket today is about $3,000. So think about that. My friend I had no problem paying it. But my friend couldn't do it. He's like, John, I'm still up and coming as a director, and I'm still learning and working my way up. We had to stop after about 5 years. But, Braylon, they got 20,000 people willing to take on that much money in regards to ticket prices. I expect the Lions fans to travel all over the world. The NFL to me has rewarded my family. Covering the NFL has been rewarding. I get to, live a dream, broadcasting on the internet and covering the team with a major media outlet. I get to spend time talking to friends and people that respect what I say, and we have conversations. So to me, more, baby. I want football every single day of the week, because guess what? When I write it, people talk about it. When you guys talk about it, the numbers go up. It's just a fact. The NFL is the king of sports. And for me, I can't bite the hand that feeds me. I love it. You guys know I write day and night. I do every interview that's asked of me. I love football. I can't get enough of it. But yeah, other things to improve. Yeah, I do think that they are really kind of tapping out the average fan. But in the end, it's a supply and demand situation. And until the golden goose is killed, people are paying it. And the Braylon, from the time I started 10 years ago till now, the attention has only gone up 300%. So literally, the more articles I write, the more people read it. Literally, I could write a story from 6 a.m. to midnight, and there will be several thousand people reading it. It's a crazy, and I love, and again, shout out to the chat and everybody. Detroit is one of the greatest sports markets in the world. I thank God every single day that as a sports lover and addict that I got born in Detroit. It's amazing. It's
Amen.
Well, you heard that. Bring on more games, more holidays. It doesn't matter, because football is king, and soon the Lions will be king.
Get out of Europe, though.
Just North. Doc, we appreciate you. Catch him on Detroit Sports Podcast.
Thanks, Doc.
We'll see you, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
And Maz, take it easy on the party scene, man. I hear what you're doing out there.
You got it, brother. I'm following you, man. I'm following you.
Following you.
That's awesome.
Doc always knows stuff. He's one of my favorite guests that we have on. Look, we'll get a quick commercial.
Tell you, man, he's there every.
And he's dialed in. He makes a good point from his standpoint. He's like, look, this job pays my bills. Like, my wife is able to go into the bank, take out money first.
Sorry, honey, I'm working on Christmas.
And look how fast the problem was solved. Speaking of problem solving, if you want to get in shape, Planet Fitness can do it for you, man. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym from you. Squeaky clean gyms, check. Trainings with every membership you get, check. And it's just a cool vibe. You come in, it's a great aesthetic. It's fun, it's clean. This is a good place to be, man. The gyms are squeaky clean. And also, they have fitness that fits into your price point, your budget, whatever you want to say. They're not trying to hit you over here and charge you everything. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight.
Boys are back in
Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. I said it before. I'll say it again. We are the numero uno sports digital media platform around the entire globe. I don't care what the big boys say. We are number one. You can find us 7 days a week with 6 options for you to catch our programming. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Come like, share, join, subscribe, and be a part of our family. We love you guys.
Detroiters, you already know, Buddy's Pizza's been serving up that original Detroit-style deep dish since 1946. 79 years later, they got 22 locations throughout the great state of Michigan. Make sure that you see that little code above my head and get it plugged in. The app will help you earn some rewards, but you can also save 10% off of your very first order just by punching in 10 MEAL. Once again, that's 10 mil. So head on over to buddiespizza.com.
You know, football isn't the only thing, and neither is baseball. There is basketball going on.
And hockey.
And hockey.
What?
And hockey. You get the Mavs update about that hockey in about 10 minutes or so. Last night, a team was sent packing, and they will no longer be in the playoffs. In fact, the Timberwolves KO the Warriors and the Celtics.
You
stayed
called
alive,
that.
But
Called
100%. Yeah, it is what it is. For all that you make of this, there's no Steph Curry. Like, you don't even have to spend a lot of time talking about this. There's no Steph Curry. That's the driving force behind that team. They couldn't figure it out, and they ran into a guy that is trying to bury the old guard in Anthony Edwards. He started last year with Kevin Durant and Jokic, and he's continuing it this year. So nothing much to say about that one, but I do like the depth. I said it's going to be the Timberwolves and the Knicks, and I stand firm on this Timberwolves and these Knicks answer.
We're going to have a gentleman's bet because I don't see them getting by OKC. But your boy Julius Randle, he's found his game. And watching the first half of this season, even the first 2/3 of the season, watching the frustration on Anthony Edwards, knowing how close he got last year and then shaking up the team majorly, shipping off a top 10 player in Cat, they didn't put it together early, but they're putting it together right at the right time. My concern with them is, are they going to have enough offense to keep up with OKC? Those two defenses, they're premier in the league. I just don't think they got enough offensive firepower to get past OKC.
Let me say something to you. Let me ask you, Braylon. After game 1, and Steph willed them to win, but then he got hurt. If he stays healthy, does this go 7?
No.
Still no?
Like Steph,
I guess we'll never know, but I get it.
The reason why I say that is because Steph is old. Like, I love Steph to death, but what they asked him to do once they got Jimmy Buckets and they went on that 26-5 run, man, they gave up all the juice. Like, they were holding on the greatness of Steph.
Yeah.
Like, Steph was giving you great, like, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. When your gas tank is about to run out, fumes. There we go. That's the word.
They were on
Steph
fumes.
was on great fumes. Jimmy Butler had already run out of gas. You seen Jimmy Butler his last 2 games. 9 points, 11 points. He only had 9 shots 2 games ago.
Why? Why is he running out of steam already?
That's for, that's for the Golden State Warriors to decide, because they're the ones that went out and got him, and they're the ones that are going to extend him. They thought they had something, and it's just looking like they don't have enough. They don't. But getting back to the Wolves, though, Julius Randle had an abdominal injury early in the season. So you had the abdominal where he missed all of February, on top of trying to fit in with it. DiVincenzo still trying to fit into it. When you add pieces, it takes a second for them to gel.
Sure.
And I think that's what you're getting out of Timberwolves. They are gelling, but you're right. The offense, because Walker's not giving you 20 right now. Rudy Gobert is doing the best he can. He's not giving you 25. If they don't get it out of those two, they tend to struggle. So I understand that
It's
part.
Dante DiVincenzo for me.
Yeah.
This is the guy that was supposed to come over and really kind of be that number 3 scorer, take that next step. He was fantastic with the Knicks.
Yeah.
He hasn't quite found his shot or his confidence. It's come in small stretches.
There's no Villanova Wildcats over there.
For sure. That commercial's pretty good, even though, I'm not a big fan of that crew. But, you look at this guy, and you saw Beasley catch fire in Game 6 and really give the Pistons a chance. If this kid finds his shot in this series against OKC, I could be eating my words, but I really believe that the OKC Thunder are the team of the future. They might not win in the finals, but I think that the NBA really would love to see them there.
My only issue with OKC is I don't want them to win. There's nothing about them that I want to win. Like, I love SGA, but I don't.
I'm not an SGA guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's
What Canadian?
J-Dub for
What
me.
Canadian can you trust not named Wayne Gretzky? I'm just being honest.
Justin Bieber.
Not Drake, that's for sure.
100%. So that's where I'm at with like SGA is like, oh, it's cool. It's in Hardenstein and Chet.
Have you watched J-Dub though?
I have.
He is Cade West.
Yeah.
Kate West.
7'2" wingspan. I mean, premier defender. One of the most calm and smooth operators in the NBA that I have seen in this century.
Where did he come from?
All that's
Santa Clara.
all that sounds good when you got a bunch of guys that can hoop. Like, and that's what this new NBA, what you do, you stack these teams, and there's 8 guys, the depth is deep. So, oh, this guy can play. What would he do on a team with just him and another guy? So that's why when I see, like, oh, he's smooth. What would he do on a team where he's the second?
He would do
guy?
exactly what Harden is doing. They have recreated, not exactly, but you can compare Durant to the Unicorn. You can compare SGA to Russ, and Harden you can compare to J-Dub. I believe that J-Dub's not going anywhere, but if he ever got plucked and ended up somewhere else, he's a superstar, a pure number one.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think watching it from an older perspective, it's like I just don't see any dogs in those teams. Like even with the Celtics, that one, where's the dog? It was Drew Holiday.
I mean, Luguentz Dort is a dog.
Yeah, by these measures, by these standards, but like not by old school standards, not by like Anthony.
Actually, no. I gotta say, Luguentz Dort is the one guy on there that like could have played in the '80s.
Yeah.
That brings the physicality. One of the better defenders in the league. But again, this team is super young.
Yeah.
And so they haven't gotten a chance to really get into people's fandom. SGA, we all know. But a lot of these other guys outside of Chet Holmgren, people still don't know who J-Dub or Jalen Williams is. They have 2 of them. They're spelled differently. But, I mean, that team is still kind of a mystery to people. And I feel like we got cheated out of them last year. NBA's not cheating us out of them this year. I expect to see them in the finals. And I expect fans of the NBA to get very comfortable with this team because you're going to see a hell of a lot of them for the rest of this decade.
Man.
Yeah, as a Knicks fan, I was a little nervous after last night. Ryan did call it. He said, look, you're always going to play one hard game for your guy. So this one went out to JT, as they said, Jason Tatum. They routed the Knicks. Knicks were up 8 at one point early. I'm like, oh, maybe Ryan's wrong. Nope. He said it'll be a 20-point win, and that's almost exactly what they won by, 127 to 102 to force a Game 6 now at Madison Square Garden. I got to say, the Knicks better win that game.
Nervous Knicks.
Listen. I was watching something. You don't need to be nervous.
Okay.
You don't need to be nervous as a Knicks fan, and this is why. One, Ryan Ermanni was absolutely correct. You know, play for JT, rah. We're going to get this 20-point win, and Knicks are probably going to let it happen a little tired as well. With 10 minutes left in the game, guess who was in the bonus?
Guess who was fouled out?
Understood. But guess who was in the bonus? It was the Celtics. Guess what the Celtics still refused to do? They still refused to go to the basket. 10 minutes. All you got to do is go to the cup, keep getting fouled.
Yeah.
You get easy buckets for 10 minutes, an easy win. But what they want to do, no. 3 ball is where we're at.
They were falling, though, to be fair.
This is true, but what I'm saying is this isn't sustainable basketball. Like, I understand it's falling, but sometimes you got to take the analytics out of it.
I thought they looked better without Jason Tatum.
I agree with that. But
Jason Tatum is that guy that really clogs things up at certain times. He feels he needs to be the guy to play them back in. Same criticism I've had for SGA, same criticism I've had for Ant-Man. Yeah. Even I can have that same criticism for Cade. This is a team that was moving the ball really, really well last night. And I know that you didn't see him go to the cup as much as you would have liked, but their threes weren't forced. They were wide open because they were moving the ball. And I felt like the Knicks didn't quite know where the offense was going or where it was coming from because Tatum's out there. You know he's going to dominate the ball a lot. You know that they're going to be setting up most plays with him involved, whether he ends up taking the shot or he's just in a high screen and roll. That team looked like a team last night. And we know the Knicks, they haven't been very good at MSG. They've barely won the games that have been there, or they've lost them. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, that series is the best series in basketball right now. And NBA loves money.
I would agree.
Do not be shocked if you see a Game 7.
I would agree. Hey, look, we got to get one more commercial break. I know Pete wanted to get that.
Doc's trying to make it here. He's stuck in traffic.
100%. So we'll get a commercial break in, play for a second, and then we'll get back to you guys.
And it's a great time to tell you about Les Stanford Buick and GMC's massive inventory. They got great offers for everybody. You can see 3 of them up there. They got that 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive, only $259 a month, and a crazy deal is that 2025 Sierra double cab Elevation. It's only $169 a month. Or get into that big boy 2025 Hummer EV SUV. It's only going to cost you $699 a month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out that massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, lesstanford.com.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball's gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Trying to help you guys out. You know about Pete's parlays during the football season. I told you yesterday, you guys, if you want to make some money, you got to start betting on the Tigers in-game. And once again, last night, you could have made some money. You got to scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there, Woodward1000. Open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you do such a thing and make your first deposit and your first bet of $20 or more, if your first bet happens to lose, you get that first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there, Woodward1000, to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Bet your Tigers in game, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Tigers have the night off tonight, so save your money till tomorrow when they play at the Toronto Blue Jays. And Dante told you earlier today on the chat, put your money on a sweep. So, hey, they've won 3 in a row, 8 of their last 10, 29 wins, 15 losses. I don't remember. It goes so far back. 06 and 12 to me are so long ago. And they have been long ago. I can't believe it's almost 20 years. 06 is almost 20 years.
Yeah, man.
But this team is such a together team. So save your money. Bet those Tigers tomorrow. Not sure who's on the hill yet. Is it Flaherty? It might be.
It'd be Flaherty to start.
I think Flaherty will get the start.
He's due for a W.
Yeah, we'll double check that for you. But let me give you your hockey minute. Although it's not going to be a minute.
30 seconds
It's going to be less than
A
30
minute minus 30
seconds.
seconds.
I
I'm going
hope
to take my
so.
time, all right?
Go ahead.
Start the clock. Here we go. Panthers ripped the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto last night, 6-1. That was an embarrassing game for the Leafs, their fans. I'll tell you, they got ripped to shreds on ESPN. They were getting crushed. How can a team that hasn't won since 1967, playing at home, put a bum game in like that?
I agree, Tom.
Right? And
30 seconds.
Anson's
Your
counting.
30 seconds
Well,
is up.
I said I was going to go
Better get
fast.
to that next game.
Anyway, the Panthers now lead that series 3-2, and they can wrap it up tomorrow in Florida. Meanwhile, Ken Holland's old team, the manager, the Edmonton Oilers, have eliminated the Golden Knights in overtime. This is 1-0. Calvin Pickard's playing out of his mind in goal. So the Oilers win in 5. They are back to the Western Conference Finals
1985
once
again.
again.
The New York, New Jersey Knights would have won that game.
They would have. There was
Tom, it
football,
feels
though.
like 1985, baby. Go Oilers.
Tonight, the Canes are up 3-1. They're going to try to put the Capitals away at Washington, and the Stars at Winnipeg. Stars up 3-1. I look for both home teams to win tonight. Look for Washington. Look for Winnipeg to win
boy.
tonight. That is your Stanley Cup wrap-up.
90 seconds, about 3 times too
you're
long
losing
there.
this
But
one.
Pete, we have hit the 350 threshold.
Sir.
Listen, guys, we do have to apologize. Braylon had to run out, so tomorrow, we're still doing this prize package, but tomorrow, Braylon's got something very special for you. You're going to be excited when you see it tomorrow. I'm going to bring some extra stuff here, as well as what I've always brought each week or each day that I'm here, and we're going to have an amazing grand prize Friday drawing. But as we have it right now, we got a handful of you guys in. We appreciate all the support as always. Michael Weary got in one last one. F the Bears, F the Pack, and F the Vikings.
Packers suck.
Kings of the North, period.
Hey, Pete, can you put up the primetime games again, if that's possible? Or has that disappeared
The
yet?
primetime games?
Yes.
I disappeared it.
Okay, well, anyway, we can talk. We don't need it. The Chiefs with 7 primetime games. Now, I read a lot of things about this.
I'll get it for you.
A lot of people think 7 primetime games is very hard to have a schedule like that. Because you're telling your team, we got an 8 o'clock game here.
Here you go, Tommy.
We got a 4:30 game here. We got another 8 o'clock game here. We got to play on Christmas. We got to play on Thanksgiving. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you never hear a word out of them when it comes to a schedule.
Two
they
words.
just go out and they play.
I got 2 words for
Oh,
you.
there he is.
Taylor Swift. All right? If I saw a breakdown last year of how every single Kansas City game was within a half-hour plane ride of Taylor Swift's shows. They're still together, guys, and we're still going to see her ad nauseum at these games. It's not a shocker that Taylor Swift will be on primetime 7 different
Isn't that
times.
something? And
Look at
6
that.
games for the Dallas Cowboys as we bring in our primetime
Look
guy,
at that.
Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan
Man.
Sports and Spine.
The man.
Doc, I was at the office today in Livonia.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Faith took great care of me. Kara, Emily, you got a
Nice
great
shout
staff.
outs.
I've been telling the girls, hey, Doc's on today, but I'm going to give you guys the credit. I give them the credit. You gave me the shot, but they give me the therapy I need. I'm there 3 days a week.
Are you
Thank you.
enjoying? Is it worth the extra
Yeah,
drive?
I
Is the
swear.
question.
Listen, today I was super busy, and I almost called them and said, I can't. Let me postpone it. I'm like, no way. I went in because I definitely needed that Faith to dig in to this honor.
Can we get an insurance charge here? I'm gonna
Yes,
ask a few-
absolutely. Tab.
Seriously, how much? I mean, this isn't a promotion for Sports
No.
and Spine. I think it's more of understanding, going to the right person, because you spent a lot of time
Yeah. At another
goofing
place.
around. Let's use the word goofing
I was at
around.
another place, and I didn't get the shot. And I went to a place about 4 weeks.
But it's not just the shot; it's the combination
Right.
of.
That's what I mean. It's the combo. They didn't give it to me. I went to you guys, and you said, let's try this. And that's what we did. And it's working. I
much
might be
better
in
are
there.
you?
I might be in there again to do the, what do you call it, PRP?
Right, the platelet-rich plasma, the
Yeah.
biologics.
Because Faith told me that might really do the trick for me.
Right, but you gotta start behaving, show some loyalty to the treatment, which you do. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
3 times a week, but how much better? What percentage better are you from the day?
I'm 70% better.
Yeah, so that's huge. So
Yeah.
classically, we can get that 70 to 80.
Yeah.
Usually we average about 75% of the patients being better. That last 25 is really how compliant you are with your program.
Right.
Because that's where the irritation is. Are you behaving? Are you, like McCarty, he's tough to get to 100. But he's got that mental capacity. He doesn't have to get to 100. He'll still play through it.
Right.
But for like the listeners, I mean, I didn't want to turn this into a sports and spine promotion, but
It's not.
It's more about going to the right doc with the right tools and not just accepting an answer. A lot of docs have an ego where if they're not figuring it out, it's on the patient. I train all my people. The patients come in here, they're not doing it for a waste of time. They're very busy. They have life. It's on us to challenge ourselves to really get down to it.
Livonia's not around the block from me. It's not.
That's my neck of the
I'm
woods.
40 minutes.
East side?
45
Boy.
minutes.
East
sometimes.
sider right there.
Yeah. So I get out there, and I don't care. I go out there. If I could go tomorrow, I would go tomorrow again. That's how much. When I'm there, it hurts when she's digging in, but I want it. I want
Boy.
it.
Can we get that repeated?
It feels better. It's getting better.
It's a good pain.
And she's working on the other arm because the other arm wasn't as bad, not even as. She said if this left arm was perfect, this arm would have been bad.
Right.
Because this thing is so bad, this thing is not so bad.
Well,
but she's working on both.
My famous story is about Joey Koser about that. I tell you that one already?
Let's hear it.
Joey he plays racquetball. He was playing a racket sport, and he's right-handed. And he literally couldn't move his arm. He couldn't grip anything. So he started playing with his left.
Wow.
And he messed up. So he had to come in because he couldn't play with his left anymore. So we finally got him in because his right and left were so disabling that we had to get him in there. But he's a beast. He was a beast, and we finally got him squared away.
Yeah, but those guys are athletes. I'm just a schlub. You're helping the schlubs. That's what I'm trying to tell people. When I do my read for Michigan Sports and Spine, I say, hey, schlubs, get there. It doesn't matter if you tweak your ankle, your hip, your knee. It's not just spine. It's everything. It's not sports.
Sport.
It's everything. So it's not.
all musculoskeletal, all non-surgical.
The guys are laughing at me. They say, stop glazing Doc. I'm not glazing them. I'm not glazing them. By the way, I am paying for this, okay? This is insurance. I am paying for this, all right? So
we'll
I'm
see,
putting my money where
we'll
my
see what his
mouth is.
copay is on
I'm
that.
putting my money where my mouth is. That's all I got to tell you.
Why don't we have Doc glaze the chat
Yeah.
by spinning the wheel for them?
Oh, that'd be great.
All right,
You
so-
want to spin the wheel?
We got
Doc?
a wheel spin
We
there?
do. We're
We
giving
do.
away
It's
all of
Thursday.
this stuff here, but before we spin it, I need you guys to smash that like button right now. We're just short of 100 likes. I know there's a bunch of you in there that haven't done it yet. Smash the likes, and then Doc, whenever you want to tell Pete to spin that wheel, it's up to you.
This is too much pressure.
You
Like,
got
It's
this.
a lot of pressure, Doc.
You got
Huh?
this. You're going to make
All right.
somebody happy.
all right, let's make somebody happy. Let's spin the wheel.
Here we go, guys. Good luck. For the Anson prize pack. We should put Doc's picture on that wheel.
Oh, you know, I never
Yeah,
thought
we need
about
a
that.
Doc rookie card.
The rookie card?
Here we go. By the way, Doc, you came in late today. If you want to come back tomorrow, you're welcome.
All right, we'll do that.
Here we go.
I think we're going to have a Michael Weary.
Dante 151.
I think
Dante Weir's kind of been the MVP of the chat today, too. He deserves it. Shout out Michael Weary.
Oh, man.
Appreciate
Poor
you.
Dante.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Poor
Guys, smash
Dante.
that like button. We just need a handful more. Let's get us there.
Michael
please.
Weary, I've got your address, right? We've sent Michael Weary prizes in
We
the past.
have before.
We've got you, man. We will get a prize out to you. Who won yesterday? Randall Smalls?
You're doing it.
I wasn't here
Randall,
yesterday, but-
your package will be sent out as well.
And
your
a quick,
prize package.
a
that
quick
is.
apology if any of you have not gotten your prize package yet. We're figuring out shipping. It's not something that we've done a whole
Shout
lot
out
of.
to Jason Kenyon in Oklahoma
A bunch
City.
of packages sat for 2 weeks while we were trying to get everybody's addresses. I have taken over shipping. I will handle it going forward. We won't let them sit more than 48 hours as long as you get us your address in a quick manner.
All right.
You got anything else, Doc?
Lacrosse. Playoffs start tonight. Cranbrook against...
Who's favored?
They're favored.
Over who? Doesn't matter.
Lance Cruz.
Is it?
Lance Cruz. I
Okay,
think.
Lance Cruz.
So they have 2.
Shout out to the kid.
Cruz.
To who?
To the kid.
To Alec? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, he's been playing attack. They looked really good. They should take tonight, hopefully next one, and then they play.
There we go.
We're not looking ahead, but DCD, Detroit Country Day, is a beast.
Oh boy.
They have our number this year, so we want to win everything and have fun. And this is his last game at Cranbrook, so it's an
Man.
emotional day for
Stay healthy.
the Pierce family.
There you go.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, stay
Alec,
healthy.
Stay healthy.
He's got an injury. We actually got a call from someone who says he worked with one of the famous Lions, so he wants to meet me, so he might be there tonight
Okay.
to talk about aggressive, cutting-edge treatments.
All right. So tomorrow we'll get into that.
All right.
And we'll talk about maybe some concerts coming up and stuff like that.
Oh, there's a big one this
All
week,
right.
man.
All
There's
right.
a big one. So.
Hey, for Braylon Edwards, for Anson Wells, for Ricky Burns, for Pete Spivak,
Sir.
for Dr. Pierce. I'm Maz. We'll see you tomorrow on Woodward Sports.